Following a 3-hour journey from Nusa Penida, we arrive on Gili T.
Not wanting to use these mistreated horses, we started the walk to our accommodation. We arrived, checked in, and then spent some time by the pool. In the afternoon, we headed to explore the island. Did some snorkeling and then grabbed some dinner. And on the walk back to our hotel, I accidentally tripped and fell into a bikini shop. Today we're off to another beach in the hope that we can spot some turtles. And we were more than successful. We spent most of the day snorkeling in the sea with the turtles, and on the way back to our hotel we got a sweet treat.
Walk in just 20 minutes to the other side of the island. Find a spot on the beach and I head out for some rock pooling.
Waking up to some gloomy skies, we headed to the beach to make the most of the sun while it was still out. It didn't last very long, so we had a very wet walk back to pack our bags, as tomorrow we head to Gili Meno.
Leaving our accommodation, we head to the ferry port for a 15-minute journey to Gili Meno.
Sunny days and cool breeze, palm trees swaying with ease. Barefoot walking in the sand, life's a beach, I understand. Waves crashing on the shore, feeling good, can't ask for more. Reggae rhythm fill the air, we're all together without a care. Island life, living well.
Arriving in Gili Meno, and again, not wanting to use these poor horses, we started our very hot walk to our mini villa, where we checked in and went for a walk to explore the island.
Catch a fish right from the sea, grill it up, just you and me. Laughing under starry night, everything gonna be alright. Kites fly in the afternoon, steel drums bring the happy tunes. Friends and family gather round, life is better when joy is found. Island life, living well, where good vibes and stories dwell. Every day's a holiday, come on down, let's sail away.
Our walk coincided with the mosque call to prayer, which, if you're in close proximity, is extremely loud. This call to prayer goes off 5 times a day, and one of them is at 4 in the morning. Getting back to our villa, we cooled off and then headed down to the beach. Heading off for some more snorkeling, I found these sick underwater statues.
'Cause when you're born, I lose my sight. It's harder at night. The curtain's drawn, can't show my eyes. Do you still think of me? I get a feeling you're lost in a dream. Told me I'm all that you need, but you're too far to even hear me scream. Don't let go, I'm too scared to ever wanna be alone. If you're
And on the way back, headed to a local warung for dinner.
Walking only a couple of minutes to a nearby beach, we went for some more turtle spotting. Then we got a refreshing coconut and headed back to pack our bags to transfer to the next Gili island tomorrow.
Today, we head on another 15-minute journey to Gili Air. Arriving in Gili Air, we head to our accommodation and wait to check in. Now able to check in, we left our bags in our room, headed up for some dinner, and then off to explore the island. Which was a little bit flooded from the earlier rainstorm.
Waking up in Gili Air, we hired some bikes and went for a ride around the island to see which beach we wanted to spend the day at. Enjoying another day on a beautiful beach, we watched the sunset and then rode back.
On the bikes again, we headed to the most famous beach on the island.
I catch every tear from your face. 'Cause I can't stop falling in love with you. I won't stop falling in love with you. I can't stop falling in love with you. With you. I can't stop falling in love with you. I won't stop falling in love with you. I can't stop falling in love with you. With you. With you.
Delaying our transfer to Rinjani, we extend our stay in Gili Air at a sister hotel. We spend the next few days enjoying these beaches while we wait for good weather for Mount Rinjani. Today, with the weather looking better, we jump on a 15-minute ferry to Lombok in the hopes of doing Mount Rinjani. Arriving in Lombok, we jump in a taxi and head to Senaru, where we are planning to start our hike up Mount Rinjani. Arriving in Senaru, we met our amazing host, checked in, and then waited out the storm. Hiring a bike, we speak to information centres and agencies around the village about our options to hike Mount Rinjani. But it's revealed to us that we aren't going to be able to do it how we planned. Initially thinking that we'd be able to hire camping equipment and do this alone, we were informed that guides and porters are compulsory to climb this mountain. Arriving back at our accommodation, our lovely host invited us to her daughter's birthday party.
Delaying Mount Rinjani for another day because of the weather, we headed to explore some nearby waterfalls.
You take mine, now you think it is fine. Doesn't make me so blind, you just waste a lot of time.
Then back to our lovely homestay for a FaceTime call with Mumsy and some delicious food.
After the slight change in our Mount Rinjani plans, discovering that it's easier to start our Mount Rinjani hike from another village, we head on a 2-hour journey to Sembilan, where we'll be starting our Mount Rinjani hike tomorrow.
Today is Tom's birthday and also Mount Rinjani Day. After Tom enjoying some fried rice for breakfast, we got picked up, met our group and headed for our medical checks. Passing with flying colours, we headed to the registration office. Then it was back in the truck to head to the start of the hike.
Mount Rinjani is an active volcano and reaches more than 3,700 metres above sea level, more than double any British peak, and the highest mountain that M&I have ever attempted. There are 4 established rest stops along the way. After a fairly enjoyable hour, we reached the first rest stop. Walking for what felt like forever, we reached rest stop 2 where we had lunch. And where we also met our porters, who hike Rinjani several times a week, carrying over 35 kilos of gear in flip-flops.
Continuing on our hike, and now almost 3 hours in, we really started to struggle. It felt like it was getting steeper by the minute, but we finally reached rest stop 3. On the way to rest stop 4, this is when the real work started. But after another hour of walking, we made it to rest stop 4. Now, almost 4 hours in, our guide informed us that it was still 2 hours to the top, which was when the mental challenges really kicked in. With the path getting steeper and unbelievably slippy, our guide made me a hiking stick. With our legs on fire, our lungs burning and our feet slipping, we were still getting overtaken by porters. After the hardest 2 hours of my life and 6 hours of hiking, we finally made it to the crater. Where we found our tent, had a well-earned rest, and then headed outside for some snacks. With the temperatures really dropping, we decided to have our dinner in our tent as we watched the stunning sunset. With full up tummies and 100 layers on, we settle in for our sleep on the crater.
Waking up to stunning views over the crater, we walk up to the rim to watch the sunrise. Heading back to our tent to warm up and for breakfast. We get packed up and start our hike down the mountain to get ahead of the crowds. Where Em's new hiking stick was coming in super handy on this really slippy surface. But as per usual, we're overtaken by porters who are running down this mountain. We really don't understand how they didn't slip. Speeding past rest stops 4 and 3, there's a quick outfit change and then on to number 2 for lunch. Where we met some very friendly cows who fancied a taste of our lunch. Passing rest stop 1 and heading straight to the car park. Almost back, MZ. We were met by the truck and driven to the Rinjani office to check out. And then drop back to our hotel for the best shower of our lives. Quickly heading out for some much needed food as we were absolutely starving.
Today, with sore legs and blistered feet, we jump in a 2-hour taxi to Lombok Airport. Arriving at the airport, we grabbed a trolley, unable to face carrying the bags again. And I also jumped aboard to save me hobbling through the airport. Making it through security, we headed to our departure gate where we wait for our flight to East Java, where we plan on hiking 2 more active volcanoes. Now time to board, we hobbled on and found our seats. After a short 1-hour flight, we grabbed our bags and found a taxi. And made our way to our very nice hotel in Probolinggo. Where we get an early night, ready for our hike up Mount Bromo tomorrow.
Starting the day with breakfast at our hotel, we walk to hire a motorbike and get greeted with cold drinks. And then head off to do some laundry before starting our journey to Mount Bromo. With the mountain roads getting really steep, Em had to jump off so I could make it up the hill. Arriving, we start our walk across the Sea of Sand to Mount Bromo. Mount Bromo is one of the most active volcanoes in Indonesia, with the last eruption only 8 years ago. It is expected to erupt every 4 to 5 years, so it is well overdue an eruption. Continuing our walk across the Sea of Sands, Em got offered a horse ride, and still with blistered feet from Rinjani, of course, she accepted. But I declined, and I regretted my decision after the mountain got really steep. Walking up the stairs, we could already feel the rumble of the volcano below. Making it to the top, we'll get hit by the smell of the thick sulfuric gas. Admiring the views, but unable to stay long because of the smell, we headed back down. and across the sea of sand and back up to our bike. We drove back to town, collected our laundry and packed our bags to leave tomorrow.
Today, we head to the far east of Java with the hopes of climbing Mount Ijen. So we started our day with breakfast and then headed to board our 5-hour train.
Bagi Anda yang kedapatan turun melebihi relasi tujuan yang tertera pada titik, akan dikenakan sanksi.
Getting off the train, we jumped in a taxi to our accommodation. Where we checked in and got shuttled to our room. We dumped our bags and then headed out for an early dinner as we wanted to try and get a few hours sleep before Mount Ijen. But that didn't quite go to plan. There was a knock at the door from one of the members of staff saying we needed to complete a medical check if we wanted to climb Mount Ijen tonight. So, with only 10 minutes until the clinic shut, we jumped on one of their bikes and off we went. Medical check complete, we headed back to the hotel to finally try and get some sleep. Waking up in the middle of the night, feeling very tired, we found our taxi and began our journey to Mount Ijen. We queued up, got our tickets, and then started our hike. Not even 5 minutes into the walk, there was people offering us a lift up, which I must say was very tempting. But we declined and carried on hiking. A couple of very long hours later, we reached the summit. And as the sun began to rise, we got to see the stunning views of the lake below. With the smell at the top becoming quite unbearable, we decided to start making our way down, stopping to buy a little sulphur souvenir along the way. My feet were so sore still from Mount Rinjani that about halfway down I was left with no choice but to take off my shoe. We hobbled down, getting some funny looks along the way, and then finally reached the bottom, where we grabbed some snacks and then found our taxi. A short journey later, we arrived back at our hotel and headed for a much needed sleep. Waking up and feeling much better, we went for a walk around our resort and met some furry guests. Then it was time for a quick dinner and pack our bags, ready for our long travel day to Australia tomorrow. Today, we're off to Australia. So, we fueled up and jumped in our taxi to the ferry port. Arriving at the ferry port just in time, we grabbed our tickets and found our boat. A 1 hour ferry ride later, we hopped off and went to find our bus to the airport. Which we're going to be on for the next 5 hours. With the bus stop being about half an hour away from the airport, we hopped in another taxi. Finally, we arrived at the airport, feeling very proud of ourselves that we arrived with time to spare. We checked in our bags and then went for a very expensive airport dinner. Found our gate and got ready to board. And Tom tried to dry off his disgustingly sweaty feet. We then boarded and found our seats. And just like that, our time in Indonesia is over. Our next stop, Australia.